So it's the dog days of summer. It's been hot, 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 and my roses have been decimated. But from the little short stems I was able to cut from the garden this morning, we're going to make these two incredible floral projects using miniatures. Hi, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you two adorable shabby chic arrangements using miniature vases. Now the overall impact of your mini arrangements is going to be big, but each arrangement is small. And so that's the secret to arranging with very little flowers, is to use interesting props and use miniature vases. So let's get started. So for our first project, I was inspired by these little miniature tea tins that I found on Temu of all places. They're very inexpensive, about $2.50 a piece, and I bought an assortment. So there's these little round cylinder ones with little polka dot and flowers, little square ones, so cute with the little dark background. Anyway, I bought an assortment of these, and I'm going to do little miniature arrangements of them, and then we're going to put them in this cute shabby chic little shelf that I bought at Michael's. This whole arrangement came together because it's the dog days of summer. It's been over 100 degrees for 4 days straight, and my poor roses in the garden are like potpourri by the end of the day. So I went out in the very early morning and picked all the small roses for our miniature arrangement. Now, I'm always trying to inspire you with interesting and novel ways to display flowers and using interesting props. And when you don't have a lot of flowers in the garden, it's always nice to do miniatures. And so the first project we're going to do is going to be these little miniature tea tins. Now, I think I'm going to arrange in these little square tea tins. And then I found a couple of cute little crystal pitchers that I collected, I don't know when. I'm going to just arrange in these little square tea tins because they look fine without their little lid. But I think these little canisters are so cute with the lid, I'm just going to keep them as it is. They're just going to be props that we're going to use. Okay, so let's get started on these little mini arrangements. I just have a hodgepodge of little flowers that I picked from the garden, just little tiny things. And I figure we'll just use that mix of colors. It's sort of like when they don't go together, but they're all hodgepodgey, they're kind of cute because they don't go together, and they kind of go together. Like sometimes I like to buy crazy color shoes because it kind of doesn't match anything, so it matches everything, right? Like I have salmon color shoes, hot pink shoes. So here's a cute little sprig of little peach color rose here. I have to make sure to keep it really, really, really low because these shelves that I bought are really small. So I'm just gonna do that little peach rose. I even stole some of these verbena from my hanging baskets. Everything is going to get decimated when it's over 100 degrees. I think I'm just going to give up on my annuals and replant them when it cools off a bit. We're having a heck of a heat wave in California. I'm just kind of cutting little sprigs off of this because their stems are so short. I'm afraid that if I pull it, it will just all come out. And there's a little bit of feverfew. Look how cute it is, little miniature daisies. I love feverfew. So here's one little tiny arrangement. It's going to be super easy to do and fun. And here's some little cabbage roses. Look how cute, so small, but it has that perfect little cabbage rose shape. Now definitely test your container to see if they're watertight. These seem to be okay. Ah, that one's shattered. Oh, this heat wave. We've had such a cool spring and early summer. We kept saying, oh, we're so lucky this year. It's not so hot. I have to wear a jacket in the mornings when I go walking. But oh well, here it is. The heat's here. And of course, with it, we have our wildfires in California. So yeah, it's what I call the dog days of summer. I also have some little red mini carnations that I purchased for an arrangement I made for my neighbors the other day. So just little tiny little roses. This is just to inspire you that, you know, even a little bit of flowers from the garden, you can make something adorable. I love miniatures, and I love vases that takes that like little small multiples, because they're easy to do, and when you don't have a lot of flowers, you can still have a really beautiful floral display. Let's do some yellow roses. Maybe I'll do it in the little pitcher. Let's see, that's a little lavender container. So I have some of these scabiosas that are still doing really well. I'm gonna cut them really short. Scabiosas I planted last year and they all self-sowed. And so now I've got lots of scabiosa in the garden. Ah, they're still falling apart. Oh well, okay. Let me see if I want a little sprig of greenery here. Got this miniature patasprim, so beautiful. I love composing little tiny bouquets. It's like a little universe unto itself. So cute. I think I'll add a little sprig of greenery to this bouquet too, this little miniature bouquet. Okay, very cute. Here's one more. Let's see what colors do we want to do on this one. Little red mini carnations. Okay. Do you want a hot pink one? Pale pink one? I don't know. What do you think? Hot pink? This is the this is Princess Anne, David Austin rose. The blooms are also really small. So I actually had a really great second blooming of the roses. They just started after the first flush in May. And we had this crazy weather, so they're all just decimated. Oh well. We just have to deadhead and start again, right? That's the wonderful thing about roses. Deadhead, fertilize, and then in a few weeks you'll have beautiful blooms again. Okay. We did all our little tea tins. Now I'm going to do this little pitcher. These little arrangements are so easy to do that I really enjoy doing them, because you're not thinking about line or shape or greening in. It's sort of like just composing different little elements to create a beautiful little bouquet. And it's sort of freeing that way. You're not worried about, you know, the shape of it so much. You're just putting it in. See another sprig of this little feverfew, so cute with the yellow roses. This is the Golden Celebration. Now, I think I've done a lot of videos using the Golden Celebration. The first flush of blooms, they're like giant. They look like yellow peonies, like this big. And now look at these little ones. They came out in little sprigs. Okay. Do you want a little lavender? That would be cute. A little lavender scabiosa. So cute. Okay. One more to do, which is this one here. I don't know, what color should we use? See, we barely even scratched the surface of all the flowers we picked. Even though I felt like, oh gosh, there's hardly anything in the garden. Still, there's plenty if you're doing miniatures. There's a little miniature vase that kind of goes with that picture. It's like a little crystal miniature that I bought. I don't know where. Maybe at a thrift shop. Maybe at a estate sale. I don't know. I've had it forever. I rarely use it because they're so small, but I'm like, oh, this is perfect for our little miniature arrangement today. Okay, that's really cute. Do we need another feverfew or anything in here? I think it's good. Okay. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put it in our little cabinet. I'm going to move these flowers over here a little bit. So this little cabinet is adorable, I think. It's got that shabby chic look. It's so cute, and I love that there's a little old-fashioned wallpaper in the background. Let's assemble it in here. Let's see how I do it. Like this, okay. Oh, even our tiny arrangement is still kind of big, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Here's one. Another one. So cute. Okay. Okay, how are we going to do this? Maybe this one here. Okay. This little yellow one down here. Do a little picture here. Oh, I see there's words on this, so this is kind of like the front. Okay, that's cute. And then we could do maybe one of our little tins in here. Okay, we could do a little tin here. Let's do one. Maybe we'll do the flower on this side. And then the little picture on this side. And this one here. Let me see how it looks, if I need to change things around a little bit. No, I think this is kind of cute. Oh, but it looks like the middle all don't have flowers, huh? I'll move one over like this. Okay. Here we have it, all finished. Our little cabinet filled with mini tea tins and flowers. Now you could put this on the wall. There's fasteners for this, so you could actually put this on your wall. Now, I don't know, it doesn't go with the decor of my house. I wish I had a place for it. Like, I wish there was, a room in my house where this would go, because it would be so cute. But I think this would be fun if you don't put it on the wall to use at a dessert table, if you're having people over for a buffet, or maybe just at an entrance hall to greet your guests. It'd be really fun for a wedding or a bridal shower. Now, I love this shabby chic aesthetic. I just don't have the house for it. I wish I had a house for each each kind of design that I want to do, like a beautiful little English cottage, so I could put all this stuff in there, a modern beach house with all glass and sleek and modern. But I don't. And we live in Northern California, so I'm happy to have any house at all. Okay, so we'll go on to our next project. For our next project, we're going to use these miniature vases. Now, those of you who watch my videos all the time, we did use these in the spring for one of my spring design shows. So I bought these multiple vases on Amazon. I love them. I use them all the time. And I have this tray from a long time ago, this beautiful white tray, kind of a shabby chic look, and I thought it'd be fun to display them on the tray. I believe when I did my last video with these vases, we did it on like an acrylic platform on a fancy round mirrored tray. I actually use this often on my dining table, just this exact arrangement in this tray. Okay, I'm going to move it onto this little turntable so you can see what I'm doing. So in addition to the little roses I picked this morning, I picked some lavender, maidenhair fern, these little miniature hydrangeas, as well as a few sprigs of longer stem roses for some of the taller vases in here. So just like the little tea arrangements, it's just really fun to do. I think I'll go for a little miniature hydrangea. I picked a lot of hydrangeas last week for a party that we had at our house, because hey, if you don't pick it now, it'll just die. It'll get decimated in this heat, right? So I'm going to do this first little vase with hydrangeas. Just, you know, random little hodgepodgey things. I still have a little bit of the Love and Mist seed pods, so I cut some of that. And I think it's kind of pretty to have a little bit of this periwinkle blue in here. Okay, so I am doing these sort of as one arrangement, if that makes sense. So I'm just kind of doing different colors in here, spacing out the different colors. Because even though it's a bunch of miniature vases, it's going to be one unit. The Love and Mist is pretty much over. I'm just letting the seed pods mature, and a lot of them are exploding with seeds, so they will self-sow for next year. This year I had lots of Love and Mist, and they were all from seeds that I planted last year, and so I don't have to plant them again this year. It's kind of nice. Here's some of this little feverfew. That's so cute. I have some feverfew growing in the garden, not much. The foliage is really beautiful on feverfew also. I dropped this really pretty little rose here, but I think it might not last very long. There's a yellow, beautiful yellow rose. Maybe a few sprigs of lavender. This lavender is so beautiful. There's so many bees. I had to get up really early in the morning to go out there before it warms up, because once it warms up, it's swarming with bees, and I don't want to get stung when I go and pick lavender. Okay, so we want some hot pink. Yeah, let's do a hot pink one. Queen Anne's lace, one of my favorite flowers. Okay. Looks like we're not even gonna need all these flowers that I picked. This is the beauty of the miniatures. It takes very few flowers. I think I need a little more color. I seem to be using a lot of the yellows and the whites. Let me use some colorful hot pinks here. I like all the different textures of the roses. Here's a nice hot pink one. Put that in the middle. Maybe with some of this red to brighten up the arrangement a little. And the little vases have such slender necks that it just holds your arrangement together, so you don't have to worry about mechanics. That's another wonderful thing about little tiny vases. So easy to arrange in. I still have a lot of this lavender scabiosa, so let's use it since I picked them all, so I might as well use them, right? I'm gonna grow some white scabiosa. Just a few weeks ago, we had beautiful, dark, almost burgundy black scabiosa that I grew. It's so tall, it almost needs a cage. It was flopping over a lot. see what other colors we have here. I have this peachy colored rose. I also have these beautiful Annabelle hydrangeas. Now the Annabelles are huge. I picked all the little tiny ones that I could find. The Annabelle hydrangeas are gigantic. I keep dropping these flowers because as I pull one out, all of them want to come out at the same time. There we go. Here's a really pretty clear pink one. Do we have room for the Annabelles? Yeah, look how pretty it is. They're starting to turn green. That's when they really last. When they're just blooming and they're that tender white, don't pick them because they're not going to last. But once they get a little bit of green in them, they're going to last really, really well. In fact, they'll just kind of dry in your container. Love this. This is a beautiful yellow, buff yellow colored rose called Teasing Georgia. In the spring, it's like this big, huge rose, but the second blooming, it's a little more subtle. Just going to keep adding like little sprigs here and there when I think it needs to be balanced. Or color-wise, I want to add something a little more colorful. There's no right or wrong. It's really fun to do these little like tiny arrangements. Look at this cute little tiny Annabelle. I'm going to use that. It is so tough, the Annabelles. Even though it's been over 100 degrees, they've been holding up great, not even scorched. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought they would be scorched by now. But they look good. Okay. A taller rose in the center? Sure, why not? And I cut some of my precious maidenhair fern to use in here. Love maidenhair fern. It's the only plant that I like houseplant. I have them outdoors. I'm not a houseplant person. I always have fresh flowers in the house, and so I don't have plants. Now, I have quite a green thumb in the garden, but I have a brown thumb when it comes to houseplants. I don't know why that is, so I give up. I no longer have houseplants. So my neighbor has maidenhair fern ground cover, if you can believe it, in hot, hot climate that we're in here. Hers is gorgeous, so I'm inspired to. There's a really shady area behind my pavilion underneath my neighbor's redwoods that I'm starting to plant a variety of ferns. And I have a large maidenhair fern that I'm going to plant it there. I've been using it as in a container as an accent for the pavilion, but I think I'm going to plant it in the ground soon and see if it takes off. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful, the maidenhair fern? I'm going to work on this side of the arrangement, see what needs to be added. One of my favorite things is to get up early in the morning and just go around the garden, picking different things. Right now the gardenias are beautiful. So every morning, very early, I'll go out and pick gardenias, and I would gift them to my friends and neighbors. I have a new gardenia this year I'm growing called Mystery. And the flowers are huge. They look like those old-fashioned gardenia corsages. Each one is like this big. So I'm loving the Mystery gardenias. Gardenias are funny. You can have buds on them for months and months and they don't open. And then you need a few hot days and they all blow open. They really love the heat. And boy, are we having it right now. Add a few more sprigs of the lavender. It smells so nice. Love it. And this lavender has really stiff, strong stems. Stems are really, really long, like 18, 24 inches. So wonderful for drying. I also have some regular English lavender. I don't know what variety this is, but it's got very, very long stems and really beautiful, highly fragrant. Should we add some fern on this side here? Yeah, let's do that. In the old days when I was doing weddings, they used to sell maidenhair fern at the flower market. It's sold in a bag, looks like a bag of salad, and it's very expensive. I haven't seen it recently. I don't think they grow them commercially anymore. In fact, I don't see maidenhair fern anywhere. It's hard to even get a plant. The only places I've seen the maidenhair fern plants are at the San Francisco flower market, like regular nurseries, even higher end nurseries. I haven't seen the maidenhair ferns. I don't know why that is. They're actually not as finicky as you think. They just can't ever be dried out. They're pretty resilient otherwise. All right, let me stand back and see if I need anything. Oh, here is a couple of sprigs of this scabiosa seed, not scabiosa, excuse me, Love and Mist seed pod. Might as well use it since I cut it, right? I have some back here. Let me turn around, see if I need a little bit of that texture here. So a lot of times when I'm doing the miniatures, it's just about different colors and textures, a variety of interesting plant materials. I love that. Being a gardener, the interesting plant materials in arrangement really speaks to me. It doesn't have to be a really fancy, large arrangement. I just like it to have a lot of interesting plant materials. And that's why I try to show you every week, is to use these beautiful garden plants and roses that you just don't see often. So we're all done with our tray arrangement. It's viewable from all sides, so you can put this on your dining table. I'm going to spin it around so you can see it from different directions. And so each little vase is its own little arrangement, but put together, you've got a very large arrangement with very few stems of flowers. And that's the beauty of miniatures. So with only a few sprigs of roses and little hodgepodgey little flowers from here and there in the garden, we're able to make two really gorgeous floral projects. I hope you enjoy the video. As always, please like and subscribe. Send me a comment to let me know if you're going to try one of these, and I will see you in my next video.